Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about how to become a songwriter, specifically if you're a beginner. For all beginning songwriters, the first thing I wanted you to do before you do anything else, before you write any music, is first do some self-reflection. Now, hold on a minute, I know that sounds not very exciting, but it's really, really important. Because I want you to think about what are your strengths. Think about your musical strengths. So, are you a really good singer? Are you an actor? Do you play a musical instrument? Once you know your strengths, you can use your strength to start songwriting. Say, for example, you're really good at playing piano. You can learn chord progressions and start improvising on the piano, and then later start adding lyrics. Maybe you're a really good singer and you just want to sing your own music. So maybe you can start writing your lyrics through singing and then add the music later. But the important thing is your strength is your golden ticket. You're going to be using your strength to start your songwriting. It's what's going to fuel your passion for songwriting and what's going to help you become the best songwriter that you can. It's also important to know your weaknesses, but I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. The next thing I want you to do, also before you start writing, I know a lot of things before you start writing, but it would be to determine the reason why you want to become a songwriter. If you know the reason why you want to become a songwriter, you're going to be more motivated to write music. Writing music is not easy. I wish it was very easy, but it can be difficult, so you really want to have a strong understanding of, okay, why do you want to become a songwriter, and why do you want to write music? I would suggest writing a sentence or a paragraph or a page, however long you want to write, about why you're motivated to write music. So do this at a time where you're really motivated to go through with this and actually write a song. Then, whenever you feel unmotivated, you can go back to that page and reread it, and it might help spark some interest, spark some motivation, maybe an idea for a song, and help you begin songwriting again. Alright, so now that we've talked about what you want to do before you even start writing music, now you can actually start writing music. So the big thing about writing music is to simply write. If you write lyrics every day. If you play an instrument, play that instrument every day. And you want to get in as much practice as you can and as much experience as you can songwriting. This is really how you're going to develop your craft. For example, I wrote lyrics for 2 years before I wrote my first song. That's crazy. And it was a lot of reasons. I recorded my lyrics, but I was never really like, okay, should I write this into a song? I was kind of just like writing lyrics spontaneously. Anywho, what I'm saying there is if I listen to the lyrics I wrote 2 years ago, they are not very good, but I can see the improvement as the years went on. So not to say that you have to practice for 2 years before you can write a song. It's probably better not to do that. I was probably behind on the game, but I'm just saying that practice does help you to better develop your craft. The other thing with playing music and writing music is that you want to record everything that you write. This is really important because unfortunately we don't remember our ideas a lot of the times. It's kind of the nature of the beast. We'll just forget them. So please, please, please record when you come up with a lyric or you come up with a melody on your piano or your saxophone or something like that. Always record it. Another thing I think is really important for beginning songwriters to do is learn basic music theory. Now, I know it's not the most important, it's kind of a dry topic, it's something we all want to kind of avoid unless you're passionate about that, which is great. But it is important to learn basic music theory, and here's why. As a songwriter, the foundation for writing songs is understanding basic music theory. So what I'm talking about, there's a lot you can know about music theory, but I'm just going to touch on some of the things I think beginning songwriters should look into. The first one would be scales. Knowing your scales is really important because that's often where the melody lies. Some variation of playing within a scale. From there, you want to know chords, so your chords within your scale. And that is where kind of the background music often accompanies the lyrics. Another important thing to know about music theory, I don't know if it's so much music theory, but it's kind of music knowledge maybe, would be the structure of songs. There are a gazillion ways to structure songs, but often you want a verse and then a chorus, then a verse. You can also add a lot of you can add pre-choruses and things like that. But to be simple, you want to balance your song. To go along with that, each verse should have roughly about the same amount of lines. So if your first verse has 4 lines, make sure the subsequent verses also have 4 lines. So knowing the key that you're writing your song in, the chords that go with that, and also how to structure a song are really good ways for beginning songwriters to start writing music. Okay, so the next thing is, how are they going to actually play their music? So for some people, they write it on piano and then they accompany themselves, which is awesome. So all you really need is your piano and yourself, and you can just start playing and then you can record it. Other people, they want to add drums or they want to add a violin, and they don't play either and they don't have either. So here is where songwriting software comes in huge advantage. So there's a lot of software out there. I can maybe do a video later on the different types of software if you guys are interested, but I would say for a beginning songwriter, if you have an iPhone, use GarageBand. If you're on your computer, you can also use GarageBand, or you can use what's called Logic Pro. There is a cost to it, but it is very functional for writing songs as well. The other software I like to talk about is MuseScore. It's I'll link it below. This is a really good way to help you start writing chords and melodies and kind of building, because it has every instrument on there and it lays it in the staff, which I like, so it's easier to write music. Okay, so the last thing I have is going back to, at the beginning of the video, I talked about how you want to understand your strengths. So you also want to understand your weaknesses. Now I know this is not the most fun to think about what your weaknesses are, but it's really important. Maybe your weakness is writing lyrics. Maybe it is writing the accompanying music to your lyrics. I would recommend finding a mentor. This can even be your best friend. And have your best friend listen to your music and give you feedback on what they like and what they also think you could change. If you have a mentor who has written songs, this is ideal because they can give you feedback from a songwriting perspective. But if not, I think it's also just a great idea to have your family and friends listen to your music and give you feedback. Along with looking at your weaknesses, don't be afraid to ask. There are a lot of experts out there in different fields. Maybe they're really good at writing music, playing piano, playing guitar, singing. And if you are writing a song and you need that skill, you need someone to be able to play piano, you need someone to be able to sing really well, reach out to them. They love music as much as you do, and they're probably willing to help you further develop your song. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask. And the final thing I would say about your weaknesses is constantly develop them, constantly work on improving them to make them more of a strength. So learn as much as you can. Each time you write a song, try to make your next song better and change one thing about it, and really just practice. Practice, practice, practice. And you'll slowly see yourself getting better at songwriting. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I post 2 videos per week all about songwriting, how to write music, and a lot more. So, alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.